Two quick things to mention here. First things first, if I say nice things about Modern Warfare or I defend it in any way, I am told that I'm a shill. If I critique the game in any way, I am told that I should just maybe stop playing it. So let me just summarize this for the less nuanced among you. I enjoy the game even though it has flaws. I would like those flaws to be fixed, and I have my own opinions as to what would make this Call of Duty better, and this is my channel where I share that information with you guys. The next thing I want to mention is that I have made a Halo Reach video, but I'm guessing because I don't make a lot of Halo videos, YouTube didn't recommend it to anybody, so I made a video going over my top 5 favorite Halo Reach maps. I had a lot of fun making the video, so please watch it and share it with your friends, and let's move right on into the topic here. So Modern Warfare has a game mode problem. So the game's not been out 2 months yet, but already we've seen so much turnover when it comes to game modes, and a lot of you guys already know how I feel about temporary modes in Call of Duty, or in any AAA shooter for that matter. I think AAA developers need to make their games bigger instead of cycling in and out new and old content to make the game feel fresh. This is a video game, not a fast food menu. You don't need to take away an item and then bring it back a couple months later and be like, hey look, it's back everybody. You can leave it there. I have this same opinion with every FPS game that I play, but now I would say I especially have it with Modern Warfare. Because Modern Warfare is not an Xbox or PlayStation or PC game. The multiplayer can be played 100% cross-platform. That means compared to what the player base usually is on Xbox or PlayStation without crossplay, it's essentially doubled. So you don't need to have game modes there and then, oh, it's not getting that many players, let's remove it. You can leave it there and see if it accumulates players later. Because one of the things you have to realize is that back in the day, if a game mode wasn't being played, it would stay not being played. It wouldn't accumulate more players. And the reason is because they used to show you how many players were in that playlist. So in Black Ops 2, you knew that basically the CTF playlist was empty, and so CTF barely ever got played. Keeping those player numbers a mystery is a pretty good way to keep multiple game modes being played and not just the same 3. All it would take is a 1-week period of a playlist not being very full, and then people would go, oh, okay, well that's empty, and then not play it, and then other people would not play it because it's empty, and then it remains empty for a long time, which is what happened to Hardpoint back in Black Ops 2. But Modern Warfare has the combined player bases from PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. There's no reason to remove Gun Game and replace it with Infected, or replace normal Gunfight with Gunfight OSP. Let's also talk about 24/7 playlists, because the Call of Duty community demanded that the Shoot House 24/7 playlist got added back to Modern Warfare, and so it did. But Crash was the map that I was excited for. It was the newly added map and one of my favorite maps in Call of Duty, so where'd that playlist go? Why does one have to replace the other? Why can't you have a filter for 24/7 playlists? So you click on the 24/7 button, and then you can select Shoot House or Shipment when they add that, or Crash or Vacant when they add that. And also, you could put in new ground war maps in there, so we could just play the Farmland when it first came out, or we could just play Port now that it's out, but we don't do that apparently. We're only allowed one 24/7 playlist. Why can't I click on the Gunfight menu and select Gunfight Classic or Gunfight OSP? Why can't I go to a Party Games tab and select either Gun Game or Infected? That would be nice. Then let's talk about Realism mode and how the Realism mode is one of the coolest things added to this game. It is such a unique experience for Call of Duty, and yet it's restricted to one mosh pit. And that's one of the only 2 places you can play the night vision game modes. The second place being Hardcore. In Hardcore, you can play night vision modes, but again, why can't I play night vision core? Why can't I just have a separate tab for core and hardcore and realism? And why can't all of those gameplay modifiers have the same game modes? Because currently I'm allowed to play 10v10 TDM in core, but not in hardcore. I'm allowed to play night vision in hardcore, but not in core. I'm allowed to play realism in a mosh pit, but I can't do just realism free-for-all, or just realism team deathmatch, or just realism search and destroy. Why not? Why don't you give each of those gameplay modifiers their own tab and then allow us to toggle on night maps on or off? If you want night maps, then you can toggle them on and you can play them in realism core or hardcore. but if you want them off, toggle them off and you'll never play them, and that's what's wrong with that. And then a more minor but very frustrating complaint I have is, why can't I do ground war maps in private games? If there's an actual technical limitation, I'd love to hear about it, but what bothers me is that no ground war in a private game means I can't test out things in ground war, and I can't have long sniper duels with my friends, and I can't test bullet drop at crazy long distances, and I don't get that. I get not allowing me to fill it up with 32 people on each side because, obviously I doubt that my internet could handle hosting that many people, and I doubt my console could run 64 bots. But why not just allow me to play on there with 12 people so I can at least explore the map, learn it, play around with bullet drop, and goof around with my friends? Like, Tovorsk District would be hilarious for Michael Myers, in my opinion, so I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. That kind of goes under the same place where the FOV slider on console goes, where it's like, why can't I change my FOV on console? Don't tell me it can't handle it. Especially since I know Battlefield 5 is adding the ability to just run your own private games. So, Battlefield-sized maps plus destruction with a lot more going on them, I can just host whenever I want for free, but Modern Warfare won't let me private match my buddies on a ground war map. Cool. And then also, the night vision mode in general is kind of an afterthought, it seems like. I love the NVG mode. I just do. I think it's a lot of fun, it's a great change of pace, and anybody that doesn't like it can just toggle it off in my ideal scenario. And yet, it's only on a couple of maps. Why did they not do it for every map? Why have they not been working on it for every map? And one of my ideas is that hopefully they do a Going Dark season, where the new content is just every map gets a night mode variant of it, because that would be a lot of fun for me. So night vision feels underutilized, same with the realism mode. And cycling out party game modes and gunfight styles doesn't make any sense to me. Keeping certain things out of private match doesn't make any sense either. Only having one 24/7 playlist also doesn't make sense. This game has the collective player bases of 3 different platforms. Why are we not allowed to utilize them? If you disable crossplay, then fine, you can do the normal Call of Duty lifecycle thing where you play TDM and Domination and whatever game modes are usually filled. But if I'm going to have crossplay enabled, I really don't know how you can sell it to me that this game mode had to leave for this one to come in. It doesn't make the game feel fresh, it makes it feel fickle, it makes it feel temporary. So many people that love Gunfight OSP way more than normal Gunfight are just gonna not play normal Gunfight when OSP leaves. That doesn't make it, why would you do that? People that hate Gun Game but love Infected are gonna be bummed out if Gun Game returns and it replaces Infected. You're taking away somebody's favorite game mode just to add it back later and be like, hey look, we brought it back when you didn't need to take it away in the first place. Also, a far more humble request is just let us use your own gameplay modifier, which is the realism rule set, on any game mode we want, whether it's 10v10 Dom or TDM or Cyber Attack or SND, because I can go into a private match and make a match of Cyber Attack and then switch it to realism mode, and it works there for me, so I'm sure you guys can manage it. Again, this is a AAA video game, not a fast food menu. We don't need the pointlessly planned obsolescence that you have going on here in Infinity Ward, so please give everybody the chance to play the game they want to play all the time, not just occasionally after a hotfix update. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to share this on Twitter, that'd be amazing. I'll see you when I see you guys. Goodbye.